So here's a question, right? Is the parish even worth saving? I travel around a lot and do different talks and stuff like that. And I had a conversation recently with a guy where he was saying, I work in this parish renewal space, and this is kind of what I care about. And this is what my book, from our Sunday Visitor, Made for Mission, is about the parish and how to renew the parish. And so he was saying, like, I think I encounter a lot of lay Catholics in general that have frustrations with their parish, where they're just like, oh, the parish is this and the parish is that, and right. And you've heard it all before as staff and leaders, right? But this guy in particular was saying, like, he just sees so much inertia, cultural inertia in parishes, like just business as usual, and it's so hard to gain traction. He was kind of saying, like, shouldn't we just abandon the parish project altogether? Like, is it a hopeless cause? Should we even be talking about renewing the parish? And obviously, I think the answer is no, because this is the work, we've dedicated our this entire platform, Revive Parishes, to, and the work we're trying to do. And so, obviously, I think no. But here's kind of why, right? Here's why I think that. I think that the parish is the great missionary opportunity of the church right now. I think there are a ton of amazing apostolates and different ventures that are doing great work in campus ministry and evangelistic initiatives and retreats and different things that have been bearing fruit for a while in the church. But I think if we're going to see as a church a pervasive renewal, like if we're going to actually see the new evangelization take root, right? John Paul II called for this new evangelization like 40 years ago. And I think we could ask fairly a question, this new springtime of the evangelization that he prophesied, I think, why hasn't it happened? I think we can point to in some ways it's because it hasn't really pervaded, the normative experience of parish life yet, right? Like 95% of Catholics, like you might be a really engaged Catholic, certainly like I'm aware of different good things that are going on in the church and I can encounter those things and be fed and find, but 95% of Catholics, their entire experience of the faith is mediated through the local church. Because that's kind of how it's supposed to be, is like diocesan ministry exists to support the ministry of parishes, and parish exists to support the ministry of families and individuals. And like if we don't really focus our attention on renewing parishes, we're not going to see the kind of springtime that John Paul called for, right? So I think we really need to focus our efforts in so many ways. I have some friends that work in ministry in the evangelical church, and a big topic, a hot topic right now in their world is what they call church planning, where they have a big central hub of a church, and then that church plants different campuses in different areas and communities to reach out and be an outreach to those areas and those communities. And the more I hear about that, the more I think like, well, gosh, like my grandparents and their parents, we've done all of our church planning as a church, right? There are 17,000 local outposts of the Catholic Church's mission to bring everybody into a life-changing encounter with Jesus Christ, through the sacraments. And we did that a long time ago. And if, a smaller percentage of them are really operating missionally, I don't think we need to just eschew the whole parish project and say, well, that thing didn't work, and we have all of this infrastructure in place already. What if we could repurpose it for the sake of mission? So I fly a lot on Southwest Airlines. I'm a huge Southwest devotee, so big fan, And they have free TV on the flights, and we don't have cable, so I really enjoy kind of taking advantage of it when I'm on the flight. And one of the channels that they have is HGTV. And a few years ago, we had just bought our first home, and it was kind of a home that had these old bones to it. So I got obsessed. And my favorite show, it might be yours too, you might be aware of these people, Chip and Joanna Gaines, right? They're this amazing couple from down in Texas who, renovate homes for people. And the cool thing, Joanna Gaines did an interview recently where she said, and was quoted as saying, everybody wants to live in Waco. And it's kind of funny, right? Because what they do is they take these houses that have these really good bones, but maybe have some issues with them, and they make them these like super cool and trendy. And even, she's got this line at Target now, and everybody wants to be Joanna Gaines and design their houses like her and all this stuff, right? And she said everybody wants to live in Waco. Well, Waco before Chip and Joanna Gaines wasn't like a destination spot on the map, right? Like this wasn't a place that everyone was like, we're going to spring break in Waco this year, right? It was just kind of a town in Texas that had Baylor University and all this stuff, right? But everybody wants to live in Waco because there were good bones there that when they just revitalized them and refurbished some of these homes, like it made it kind of cool again, right? And I think there's a reference point there for our parishes in so many ways where like there's a lot of good bones here. We've had a history of doing all this great church planning and carrying out this mission in the United States. And instead of just saying like it's a lost cause and it's not worth it and it's too much trouble, I think renewal has to drive right through the heart of parish life. I really am convicted about that it would be a huge mistake right now, a lost opportunity while we still have all of this infrastructure to not attempt to repurpose it to mission, to just say, let's just knock down all the houses they're old and we don't, and sell them off. I think in so many ways, because this is how we're going to reach people. They did this statistic recently. It's kind of sad. Like there have been church closings around the United States, and they did a study, and what they realized is, sadly, when a lot of parishes close, it's not like a lot of the Catholics who went there just start going to all the other parishes in the area. There's a percentage that do, but a large number of people just stop going to church altogether because their connection is so strong to their local parish. And there might be an issue there, right? We might need to do a little catechesis and a little evangelization to help people really realize the reason we go to church. But at the end of the day, that's the reality we're confronting as a church, is that these local outposts of mission are essential to us really accomplishing the new evangelization in our time.